I can tell you as a resident, I have been enormously impressed with the volunteer services, frankly, that we've gotten here. It's really a backbone of our community. And I, sadly to say, my wife has taken advantage of them in two different instances with great success, both quite serious situations in which, one of which was an accident right up at the corner of Broadway and Liberty Street, and the guys in Goodwill Fire Department were out there on the street literally within 30 seconds of when it happened. And one guy stayed with her all the way to Easton Hospital, and it was, really a stellar performance of community service by that young emergency operative. I think that's going to be our backbone. We may have to supplement some things. I think we have to be careful about it. I want to maintain the nature of this place where we can be independent and basically have our own people looking after us where we can. And it's also a matter of cost. I don't think we'd spend tons and tons of money on these kinds of things if we have our local people that are well trained and skilled enough to do and provide the service.
Thank you. We're going to begin our closing remarks, and as we drew, for those that came in, we had a drawing, and we started with...
Thanks for the opportunity to be here this evening. Queen Anne's County is an incredible place. The Eastern Shore of Maryland is an incredible place. I've been lucky to be able to spend time in my life in not only here on the shore, but in Maine and in Montana. One of the things that I see in all three of those wonderful places is not only a geographic place, but it's a culture, and it's also a state of mind. And I think all of us here are part of this place because it is a very, very strong state of mind for us. I believe we're in a situation right now because of our economic challenges where we've got to make some real tough decisions at the county government level. Do we stay similar to what we have? Do we keep this very special, unique place, or do we kind of grow in a totally different direction because of economics? I believe that we can do both. I think that we can grow in a way that strengthens, that enhances our quality of life, our community character, our Eastern Shore heritage. But I think it's going to take some very, very tough decisions in how we may have to realign our county government, provide county services, keep taxes at a very reasonable level, and expand our commercial base, as I said before. But I think we can do it. I think with the collaborative leadership and the experience I've had here in Queen Anne's County, I'd like to be part of that leadership and be one of your future commissioners. Thank you.
Ms. Taylor?
Yes, I'm not a politician. I'm a public servant. I'm a woman with a heart for the people. If elected, I will be one of the hardest working commissioners that you ever elected. I work very closely. I've been an activist, first of all, for over 20-some years in this county, working very closely with the Board of Education. We meet with them every month. Dr. Williamson and her assistant superintendent. We Care Minister Alliance Clergy, we meet with them every month. And then a member of the task force for the Board of Education. I'm also a board member for the committee for the new YMCA in planning. So I am a new face, a new voice with the people, for the people. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. President?
Well, thanks for listening, number one, and thanks for participating. We need all the help from the citizens as much as possible, and it's really about the citizens. It's not because I have a project and I need a text amendment change to be able to make the project fit on the property. It's what the citizens want. It's been a real struggle and a real fight. You hear all this talk about no growth. There isn't one person in this room that doesn't want great jobs in Queen Anne's County. And I'm tired of the labeling. It really can be as simple, and it will take a couple years to get some of these bigger companies to the business park or other locations within the county. But obviously the number one issue is the budget. And we need, it seems that most of the people in the county are very much for a reduced government, reduced spending, and fiscal conservancy, and I promise to do that. And I think the most important thing is that you participate and tell us what you want, because it's your money, and I will work for you. Thank you.
Mr. Dean.
First of all, I'd like to say the Board of Appeals is there to enforce the law, not for your own personal feelings of a decision like the gravel pits. I want to make that clear. Thank you for being here tonight. The first thing I want to say is I want to stop the unnecessary spending in the county. It takes $2 million a week to run this county. That's a lot of money. We just got to look at everything, bring everything to the table, and see where we can cut. The school system, we've got it's a great system, great strength. We have good leaders, and I'll support them in any way I can. The next thing is support existing businesses, encourage new businesses in Queen Anne's County. We need to raise our commercial base. We've dropped to 6%. We need to be up around 15%. On public safety, we go back to Route 8 on 10 Island again. We've got to protect public safety. That's the police, that's health of the whole county. But down Route 8, it's a health decision down there. The last thing I want to say is how we preserve our farmland and support property rights. I want to support that in the entirety. Thank you.
Mr. Gann.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dean is a very affordable opponent, very respected man in the community. You really need to decide what's the difference between the two of us. Let me give you a little bit of background here. Mr. Dean, highly respected, has never been married, never raised a family. I have. He's never really been involved in a lot of community activity. I have for the last 20-some years. Recently, he's been on the Board of Appeals, which is a 3-member board, and you got to follow law in a lot of ways. But he did vote to let the landmine go through that I would not have done. I've learned, you all know I've ran for county commission before. I haven't been successful. I've been real close. With your help, I can go over the hump this time. But I think I'm more prepared now than any time in my life, and I'll tell you why. Because of the Board of Education. I thought I knew a lot. I knew very little until I got on the board. When you got 5 members with 5 different beliefs, and you're dealing with a $76 million budget that affects a lot of people and 1,500 employees, you really got to know what you're doing. And I really learned a lot, and I think it has prepared me to be a good county commissioner. Please vote for me. Thank you.
Mr. Jackson.
Again, thanks to the league, thanks to my colleagues, and thanks for the great questions tonight. It's more fun when you're up here and have good questions you can actually get your head into. I've been a business lawyer for over 35 years, or I was. I'm getting over that now. And the last 11 years, I was a senior executive and the chief legal officer of a corporation which had a bigger budget than this county does. So I'm used to dealing with big issues and big numbers. I'm not afraid of that. I will also say one other thing. I will not run for higher office. I have no intentions to run for any other office, and so whatever my decisions are going to be based upon what I think is best for these people and not for my future political career. The people, these people meaning these people, you people, us as citizens of the county. When it comes in November for you to vote for a candidate, there's one you know for sure that will bring the following: years of directly relevant experience, independence, integrity, and common sense. Thank you for coming out tonight.
Thank you, candidates, and we appreciate you running for these offices. Thank you for those who asked questions. Please help me thank our candidates for running this time. We will start the next forum at 7.